Hi guys, film synopsis here. Today I am going to explain the film called The Hunt. Spoilers ahead, watch out and stay safe. The movie begins with a woman named Athena texting her friends in a group chat while everyone is sharing memes and laughing. Athena sends a strange text about how excited she is regarding the hunt in the mansion. The scene then shifts to a plane where a stewardess is asking a man if he wants a snack. When she tells him the available menu, the snobby man mentions that he would like to have something different that can only be made in a kitchen. Being a little hesitant, the stewardess asks him if he would like to have champagne, to which he finally agrees. Following this, a stumbling man appears, startling everyone. When the snobbish man from earlier notices him, he comments that one of them is awake. Similarly, the old man next to the snobby man gets up from his seat and tries to calm down the stumbling man. After successfully convincing the man to lie down, the old man requests the stewardess pen, then shockingly he stabs the man with the pen, causing blood to burst from his neck. However, the stumbling man is still alive, so he attacks the old man with the bottle of champagne and then flings the bottle around on the other side. The noise awakens Athena, who approaches the stumbling man from behind and pokes him in the eye with her heels. The snobbish champagne guy freaks out and yells that it hasn't even begun yet. In response, Athena tells him that there is no emotion in war as she removes the stumbling man's eyeball from her heels. Then they drag the man's body to a compartment where we see a blonde girl lying next to him. In the next scene, the blonde girl from earlier wakes up in an unknown location with a gag hooked in her mouth. After failing to get rid of the gag, she stands up and sees another girl with a gag across the river. The blonde girl tries to talk with her, but the latter ignores her and walks away. In the meantime, she notices a man and follows him to a large green field with a crate in the middle. There she also notices a bunch of other people approaching the area with gags in their mouths similar to hers. One of them approaches the crate and attempts to open it despite a man warning him that it could be a trap. However, the man ignores the latter's warning and continues to open it while the others hide. To everyone's surprise, a pig steps out. The man then pulls out a rack full of various weapons while everyone else rushes toward the crate to get their hands on the weapon. The blonde girl discovers the key to the gags, then they begin distributing weapons among themselves until they are attacked by sudden gunfire. All of them try to run and hide in order to save themselves, but it doesn't work. The blonde girl eventually gets shot in the head and another man dies while attempting to shoot in the direction of the bullets. Similarly, a girl runs from the crate only to fall in a ditch. When one of the guys notices this, he goes to help her but finds her pierced with huge nails. He still pulls her up and they try to escape, but unfortunately they step on a landmine and explode into pieces. On the other hand, a guy finds himself in front of a fence. After running from the gunshot area, he soon senses someone behind him, so he points his gun at him. However, it is the man who opened the crate earlier. Likewise, two more people appear there and they all begin climbing the fence. While doing so, the crate man gets struck by an arrow. He tries to escape but gets struck by more arrows and eventually dies. Meanwhile, the other three reach a gas station. When they enter, they find an elderly couple who are terrified by their entrance with guns. They look scared and subsequently inform them that they are in the state of Arkansas. The man from the fence earlier then funds the police, who assure them that they will locate them and save them soon. However, one of the three suddenly starts choking after eating a poisoned donut. When they turn their heads to face the couple, they are already wearing gas masks and throwing a smoke grenade at them. The fence guy tries to attack them, but the old man shoots him down. Similarly, they murder the second guy by choking him with the grenade. After successfully killing all three, they begin cleaning the scene to make it appear as if nothing had happened. While doing so, the elderly lady notices the fence guy's wedding ring, which takes her by surprise. Her husband tells her not to worry because the man they killed is a monster and a racist. They quickly start arguing over racism until they get a radio call. A woman from the radio then alerts them that another person is approaching there. Hence, the couple begins to prepare their act. Crystal, the girl from the river before, arrives a few seconds later and is warmly welcomed by the old couple. She requests 4 cigarettes and asks them where she is as the old woman hands her the cigarette and the change. She mentions that they are in Arkansas. After looking at the change, Crystal suddenly attacks the couple. Then she reveals that the cigarette price is too low for Arkansas. After doing so, she snatches the gun from the counter and shoots both of them dead. Following this, she exits the store and notices a truck in front of her. When she inspects the truck outside, she discovers a Croatian license plate covered beneath a false Arkansas plate. In addition, she discovers a booby trap linked to a bomb wired to the driver's door. She then hides behind the bushes while listening to the radio since they were unable to connect with the old couple. The people from the radio soon send a drone to check the situation. However, the drone is shot down by Gary, another captive like Crystal. When Gary starts approaching the truck, Crystal warns him about the trap. She also tells him that he basically informed the people about their presence by destroying the drone. After this, she starts walking towards the railway tracks she noticed earlier, and Gary quickly follows after her. As they are walking along the tracks, Gary tells her his theory about their current situation. He mentions about the article in which a group of liberal globalist elites kidnap ordinary people and bring them to a manor where they hunt them down like animals. However, Crystal doesn't take his theory seriously. In the meantime, she hears the sound of a train nearby and they both start running to catch up with it. When they successfully board the train, they come across a bunch of non-English speaking immigrants whom Gary suspects to be crisis actors. The train soon gets raided by Croatian soldiers, so all of them, including the immigrants, surrender. Gary then tries to convince the soldiers that he and Crystal are Americans and that the immigrants are crisis actors. However, the soldiers do not believe him. Following this, one of the immigrant guys approaches Gary and informs him that he is the sole actor present. He informs Gary that the raid is real and that he should cooperate with him. Gary, on the other hand, does not listen to him and instead places a grenade inside the guy's pants, which eventually blows him up. After this, Crystal is taken to a refugee camp where she meets officers who speak English. She instructs them to contact the American embassy. However, they instead bring Dawn, another escaped captive, while Dawn is telling her the same theories as Gary. An officer from the U.S. embassy arrives to take them on the way there. The official questions Crystal and Dawn about why they were chosen for the hunt, which makes her suspicious of him. As a result, she throws the official out of the car and drives him over, killing him. Dawn is taken aback by this and begins to question Crystal's actions. However, he soon shuts up when they discover Gary's body in the trunk, along with a box labeled bride money and a map revealing that he was on the side of the bad guys. Next off, Dawn insists on leaving in the car, but Crystal refuses. She then tells him the brutal story of the jackrabbit and the box turtle, a version of the tortoise and the heron, which the jackrabbit had later kills the box turtle along with his family after losing back in the location where Crystal and the other prisoners were first discovered. We witnessed the champagne guy and the rest of them having stupid talks and conflicts. Later, the champagne guy goes outside to potty, where Dawn distracts him with the peg and Crystal eventually kills him with a knife because of the noise from outside. The others grow alarmed. Being all nervous, they shoot down the pig that Dawn dropped inside. Moments later, Crystal appears and kills one of the men. She then starts attacking the others. She shoots the soldier first, then stabs the woman with a knife. Similarly, she has a dramatic encounter with another man in which they both fight for a rifle, but Crystal eventually shoots him down. She then murders the man who had escaped earlier. As she's about to walk away, thinking she has got everyone, the soldier suddenly attacks her. However, the resilient Crystal overpowers him and brutally hits him with a pipe while Crystal points her gun at the woman she stabbed before. But right then, Dawn appears out of nowhere. She asks Dawn to question the woman about why they were hunting for Crystal and the others, to which the woman gives a foolish, idealistic argument. This makes Crystal want to kill her, but Dawn stops her, saying she is a woman. When Crystal hears this, she asks the woman if she should be spared because of her gender, and she says no. As a result, Crystal shoots her. Following this, Athena suddenly calls out to Dawn through the radio asking if he killed Crystal. Dawn pleads with Crystal not to trust Athena, while Crystal tells him to put down his gun. Since Dawn refuses to disarm, Crystal shoots him. She then assaults and kills the wounded soldier after finding Athena's location. In the next scene, we see a flashback, which reveals that Athena's group text about the hunt was actually a joke. However, when it was released on the internet, it gained a lot of attention from people. As a result of the internet outrage, the participants of the group lost their jobs. Later, they decided to make the joke come true, so they kidnapped the people who shared and created internet materials about the hunt. In the process of choosing the people for the hunt, Athena got personally outraged by a social media post Crystal had made about her, so she insisted on including her. Coming back to the present, Crystal wearily walks around Athena's house until she notices her cooking something. Here, Athena reveals that the Crystal who shared the horrible post is actually another person. This means that she mistakenly bought the wrong person. Hearing this, Crystal becomes angry, and the two get into a fierce fight. She begins throwing several items at Athena, but the latter dodges them impressively. The fight then moves outside, where Athena stabs Crystal with a vegetable cutter. Despite this, our main character pulls Athena in, eventually impaling her. By the other side of the cutter, Hayden and dies, but Crystal survives. With the fight finally being over, she gets up, eats the bread, and then burns her wound with a blowtorch to avoid infection. In the final scene, Crystal dresses in Athena's clothes, takes her dog, and boards her plane, where she enjoys champagne and food with the stewardess. Subscribe and hit that like button to help our channel grow. Turn the notifications on so you won't miss any of our new videos. Thanks for watching.